I want to introduce the other people here. We have Wesley Reynolds. He is our president of Florida. I'm say a few words. We have Representative Matt Gaetz. I'm very thrilled to have him here at the second Surterra event. And Joshua's here from VFC. So with that introduction, Matt, do you want to jump in and say a few words?
Sure. I'm so happy for today. I just feel a sense of great success that we're able to do something real that improves people's quality of life. When I first met Jake, and he was sitting on my couch in my office in Tallahassee, he had little more than a business plan and a dream. And I had about 119 other members of the legislature that were opposed to any form of cannabis reform. But together, we decided that it wouldn't be our stories, it wouldn't be our voices that would persuade people. If we could bring folks who were suffering before members of the legislature, if we could bring parents that aspire to a pain-free life for their children, if we could bring caretakers who just wanted to see their loved ones free of pain, even for a moment in time, that would be what would move people's hearts. And despite the fact that it took longer than it should have, and we had to crack a few heads and only temporarily kidnap a few people's favorite family pets, by the conclusion of my time in Tallahassee, we passed the Compassionate Medical Cannabis Act. That legislation has been substantially improved by others subsequently. And here in Pensacola, Florida, we are going to have a way for people to get medical cannabis that is going to be some of the most well-tested, well-researched, accurately labeled, effective medical cannabis that you could get anywhere in the United States of America, anywhere in the world. Every time I meet with the leadership team at Surterra, I'm impressed at the work that they put into the quality of the product so that you know that what you're receiving actually will yield the result that you desire in consultation with your physician and in consultation with the folks that you're working with in the research world. And so I was remembering as I came inside today the very first delivery of medical cannabis in Northwest Florida. It occurred in my legislative office in Fort Walton Beach, and the product was delivered by Surterra to a family that was dealing with very serious health challenges but just had hope that maybe something could work. And what we've learned from so many people, whether it's veterans or parents or caretakers, is that when physicians give you a lot of these pharmaceuticals, they really can come with some debilitating side effects. And if it's not the ailment that's going to get you, sometimes it's the side effects that really impact your quality of life to the point that you're not able to live to your fullest. Cannabis doesn't do that. We have yet to see a circumstance where cannabis has yielded a side effect that would be any worse than what somebody would otherwise encounter. And oftentimes it's far better. And so for me to be able to hear the stories of people who were wheelchair bound but now can have greater mobility, who were homebound but now can go to the grocery store, who couldn't even have substantive interactions with their family members but now can. I honestly believe this will be some of the most significant work that I've ever done as a public servant. But I would echo what Jake has said, and that is that the work isn't over. We got a lot more to do. And while I'm grateful that my colleagues in Florida saw that we could actually do something bipartisan to help people that would be a win-win for everyone, in Washington, we still encounter far too much recalcitrant opposition. It is ludicrous that at the federal government we have laws that make research into medical cannabis illegal. Why would we do that when we have budding industry that wants the opportunity to go and develop more product lines to create more wellness for people? And so I filed legislation to remove cannabis from the Schedule I list of drugs, to reschedule it as a Schedule III so there'd still be oversight, there'd still be monitoring, there'd still be labeling and testing requirements, but we would unshackle ourselves from the last generation's dogmas on marijuana that have totally been proven false. The federal government today takes the position that there is no medical value in marijuana at all. That is a lie. That is a lie that's been told for generations, and because of the dedicated work of the professionals at Surterra, because of the work of so many physicians who have been forward-leaning on this issue, and because of this facility, we are going to prove that lie wrong, and we're going to go back to Washington, and we're going to win again, just like we did in Florida. Thank you all so much for having me.